Hi everyone, my name is Michael Reardon and I'm the Academic Dean of Canada Christian College, which is James Brown's alma mater. And on behalf of the college, I want to congratulate James on this wonderful achievement. You know, writing a book is no easy task. Publishing a book is far harder. But then to write a book that properly articulates aspects of the Christian faith, one that can be of service to the body and the edification of the believers, is a far greater accomplishment. And so on this day, when he's celebrating his book launch, I want to congratulate him. I encourage everyone, both in attendance, either digitally or in person, to consider buying his book. And yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but last week and this week are quite busy for me at the workplace. That being said, I just wanted to take a minute or two and kind of explain why I think so highly about James and this book project. So his book is named Beyond the Gift. And within the charismatic and Pentecostal traditions, there's definitely an emphasis upon spiritual giftings. Someone can be a prophet or an evangelist or a shepherd or a teacher, or they can be gifted and eloquent, or they can be, actually in Romans it's even called a gift to be able to show mercy in a proper way. And so within these traditions, these gifts are often viewed as the end-all, be-all of the Christian experience. That once you kind of identify your gift, you spend your entire life honing and developing that gift, and that becomes the way that you kind of engage the Christian community and Christian life. However, James takes a different twist on this. He takes a different take on this. And his primary argument in the book is that the gift actually points beyond itself and brings us into kind of our final vocation. And I think this is quite good. And actually the word that he uses for our final vocation is our assignment. And so, for example, David, he was a shepherd and he was talented with music, and the music brought him into the king's palace. But actually, he didn't go on to become a musician. Actually, the gift took him so far, and thereafter, once he arrived in the palace and eventually became anointed as the king of Israel, he no longer had a need for that spiritual gifting. And so in this way, we can say that the gift points beyond itself. And I think this is quite appropriate and a proper reading of Scripture, that on one hand, our spiritual gifts, of course, they're for the building of the body, they're even for our individual edification in some instances. But that being said, we don't necessarily see in the Bible that the spiritual gift itself becomes the centerpiece of our entire Christian experience. And so James carefully articulates this in his monograph, and does so, I think, in a thoughtful and thought-provoking way. And so for that and many more reasons, I mean, he's obviously a very bright individual. I think he has a bright ministry as well as probably book publication career ahead of him. But with that as kind of the main focus of his book, the main emphasis, and again, what I think is kind of a welcome correction, an apt addition to the charismatic and Pentecostal streams in Christianity, I recommend the book. I highly recommend James himself as a bright, thoughtful, and I think a wonderful individual who has a bright future ahead of him. And again, I wish I could be there with all of you, but I do wish you the best on this wonderful celebration of this great achievement. And the college stands with you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Bye for now.